Listen, this guy that I'm going to bring to the stage, I'm a massive fan. I've never seen him perform, so this is the first time I'm going to see him perform tonight. This guy is one of the dopest wordsmiths I've ever seen in my life. And without further ado, Scoop, come to the stage.
How's everyone doing? Yeah, bear with me, guys. I got a friend that would have been here tonight, and he passed away last week. So this one's for him. You see, I'm not trying to be like nobody else. Understand that I'm just trying to be me. And that's the reason I don't act up. Because I come from a place where man carry pumps. I don't make you pay for the gas like BP, but it's ironic because now I'm sailing. But still drowning in knowledge that only the deep sea, and these days I'm more than happy. I mean, I'm literally over the moon like E.T. Because I've learned that all you got to do is believe in yourself and watch your plans work out like a PT. Because trust me, I've been through a madness. And I've learned that you can't never fold. Just play with the cards you were handed. Because when you've got that automatic drive, you will find success will be standard. But with success comes haters, so watch all the people you hang with. Because just like Wi-Fi, you get strength from the people you bang with. Just like Wi-Fi, you get strength from the people you bang with. And that shit gets deeper. So anyone blocking your goals should never be seen as a keeper. You see, growing up, I had to be bold. So anytime I fell off, I came back wigging, like alopecia. And it's good that I learned how to listen. And it's good that I learned how to listen. Because being deaf in the hood only gets you a meet with a reaper. But it's all part of the process. I mean, I'm all about action, but never been one for the showbiz. You see, I'm out here trying to get Jay-Z money. And some might see that as hopeless, but I'm going to stay focused on bread until I'm in the same spot that Hove is. You see, for me, the picture's always been clear, and that's because I never lost focus. And there's no point taking a back seat, because life doesn't come with a chauffeur. And if you think that it does, well, that's more than a bad look. Because I've learned that everyone goes through pain, but if you don't ever heal, you're always going to be on the back foot, and that's harsh. And that's harsh. But take me, for example. As a big boy, I was always seen as an outcast, and it's true. We don't live in a sound system. And for that reason, I turn up and make sure that I put it on blast, because honestly speaking, life is hard. And that right there is a given. But every time we murder each other, it's the government making a killing. We gotta learn to support each other and never lose sight of the mission. Because in life, you can have 20/20 sight, but with the right contacts, get some support for your vision. See, I'm not trying to be a hero, but only jokers want to be villains. I'm just trying to celebrate life in a place where death has become a tradition. When going to jail is celebrated, that's no way to be living. But it all comes back to tax money, because when they send you to prison, it's the government making commission. And yeah, I know it sounds like I'm preaching. Now I just want you to listen, because I'm going to tell you what it is, but I'm also going to tell you what it isn't. See, I'm no different to anyone else in this room. Man, I can say that I've been through so much. But you see, back in the day, I was fully on smoke. You could tell by the way I would roll up. Before social media, I had a status. You could tell by the way I would post up. And the truth is, I was going ham for so long that everyone saw me as cold cut. But you see, back in the day, I had to be cutthroat in order to not get my throat cut. And the truth is, I was always in a jam, because I was out here acting a donut, and I didn't want to face the horror. Like, we live in an age where everybody wants to be best man, so you don't find too many that are made of honor, and that's rage. And that's rage. I mean, I was out there single, but still getting cuffed every day. Then again, when you act like an animal, you're gonna get locked in a cage. But honestly speaking, I was just trying to get paid. But you can't sell drugs and claim to be free. But just know that if that is your claim, well, I want you to think about this. If you're black but serving a white, well, doesn't that make you a slave? See, if you're black but serving a white, well, doesn't that make you a slave? See, I was out here chasing cheddar, but thank God it was only a phase, because just like cheddar, I matured. Just like cheddar, I matured. I got better with age now. See, for the people that know me, they'll tell you that I'm fiery. They'll vouch that man has a good heart, but there ain't no point trying me. Now please don't see me as angry. I'm just mad at the lack of variety and how we live in a time where people invest in banking but not in building society. And these things are easy to know. And these things are easy to know. But they're not easy to show, because at times I've taken a high road but wanted the cash on the low. And just like making a dumpling, you can tell that I needed the dough, but I don't know if you know what I'm feeling. You can tell that I needed the dough, but I had to learn to be fearless. I learned to embrace what was, and that's what made me the realist. And the reason I want you to hear this is for the fact I've always been big, but like a magician, I got famous off disappearance now. But there is one thing that I want to address, and right now I'm just keeping it real. This whole light skin versus dark skin argument is one that I just don't feel. Fam, it's a form of mental slavery, and one that's keeping us ill. Because whether you're dark or light, the moment you leave your house, you got both feet in the field. So when it comes down to success, I don't make an excuse, I just find ways. Plus, I've always been the guy that you couldn't front on, so everyone looked at me sideways. And I've been that way since birth. So I can't say that I never did dirt, but I never went jail, or had anything strapped to my ankle. Because the government used that tag to define your worth, so think for a sec. I remember when I couldn't hold up my head, because every day I was getting it in the neck. Plus the people around me were disappearing. So a man had to put it in check that the way that I'm living is not wavy, but it does have a ripple effect. And it was more than negligent. So to leave it behind, I can't even say I was hesitant. Because in actual fact, if police had come to my residence, they would have found nothing but bricks, and that would have been concrete evidence. That would have been concrete evidence, but what's evident is that trap life is a trapped life and it's prevalent. Now see, I'm not really religious, so you might not see the relevance, but the only prophet I look for has to be one that's heaven sent, because I know what it's like to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm from a place where if a guy says that it's on site, well, he doesn't mean that it's online. You got to learn how to be bright. Don't be that. It's true. He doesn't mean that it's online. You got to learn how to be bright. Don't be out here chasing the wrong shine. Because in life it's better to bite the bullet instead of being a victim of gun crimes. See, you got to change how you think, because every day opportunities come about. So a negative mindset, like a tumor, if you want to survive, then cut it out. See, it's all about taking control. You see, life ain't nothing like football, but you still have to aim for a goal. Realize you got to stick to the script and master playing the role. Because this life is a highway that will end up taking its toll. So tell me, where do we find resolution? Because every word that you say that isn't backed up is a death sentence. And somehow we got to find execution. I mean, they say that we come from monkeys. And I'm not trying to hear that pollution, because every day you see me going ape is what defines evolution. So that nonsense doesn't get a pass. But there's some things that we never grasp. Because life is chess, not checkers. And when you make too many mistakes, you got to realize it will never last. You got to start thinking ahead, because now you got to learn how to play chess when you're walking around with a checkered pass. But that's easier said than done. And support isn't always available. I mean, if you heard my story, you'd probably think I was waste. And maybe because it's not really relatable, but notice how I said waste. And that's because when your behavior is toxic, that's what makes you biodegradable. Now see, life is up and down, but you got to make sure that you stay level. Because I'm not talking a paint job when I say that I've seen guys spray metal. I know guys that are finishing stretches that didn't even finish their A-levels. And that's not hard. I've seen too many guys that want to be the plug until they end up getting charged. So mentally, we're in need of a detox. It's too easy to end up under the knife. That's the reason I don't even pre-ops. Yeah, that's the reason I don't even pre-ops, because when you're living that life, there's two choices. It's either you end up dead or with time on your hands like G-Shocks. And all because you're out here trapping. You see, that Coke turns into Dr. Pepper, because you think what's the worst that could happen. And to tell you the truth, man, you can never be sure. Because this life is just like online shopping. You can never see what's in store. So I've got no time to be loose. You won't see me looking for power, because I just don't see the use. And you won't see me living a lie, because even James St. Patrick ended up dying in truth.
You know, this is what I'm dealing with. School. School. School, man, school.
That man there was right.
Listen, bars. Listen, I'm telling you, lot. Levels, conscious. Love that, absolutely amazing. Wow, give me a minute.